Welcome back to Black Clover Anime Review, episode number 28. This morning, the 78th episode of the anime, Peasant Trap, and the 200th chapter of the manga, A World of Light. This one's adapted from chapters 122 to 123, the battle between Team B and Team C. Team B made up of Asta, Asha, Mimosa, and Zora. Yeah, my name is really Zora. This other name is Laksa, but it's Zora. Against Team C, made up of Mimosa's narcissist brother. I think his name is... I'm trying to remember his name. It's not Klaus. I don't really remember his name. Against Magna and Soul. I mistakenly referred to her as Mona, but her name is Soul. Yeah, the only person prior to this arc who was featured part of the Blue Knights. Yep. And simply put, with this episode, we get a loose backstory to Zora's backstory, where he heard about the Knights, and yeah, it's all feeling this episode that the trap hit up at the beginning of this arc. Yeah, he actually was up the night prior. Oh yeah, and also that, well, Charmy, like after... Well, the team that Noelle and Yuno were on after they had their successful battle against her brother Solid, who is still a complete buffoon. He's still a jerk. He still idiotically believes his little sister is still weak, despite the fact he beat her. She beat him with a powerful move like the Sea Dragon's Roar. Yes, I would take her seriously. Her older brother takes her like Captain Silver does, the oldest of these siblings, but he doesn't. Nope, he just doesn't care to at all. Nope. And of course, the guy for the Praying Mantis squad basically gets thanked by Noelle for standing up to her brother and sort of defending her, basically chastising Solid for his terrible words. Yep. And of course, the adorable Charmy gives Yuno a baked cupcake. He likes it, and she sort of feigns, and then Yuno's spirit sort of basically has a loose fight with him. Yeah, these two frequently fight over Yuno. A lot. And this is well before she finds out that she's actually half dwarf, half human. Yeah, it was actually just recently she found that out. Yeah, but then she decides to just plop right back into the magical... the Wizard King's lap. Yep, pops up right into his lap. He's like, "Hey, you're back, yeah!" And of course, gives this little dumplings on a stick. She gives it a couple times in the episode, and of course, they also have a rearranging the battlefield. We have some like high mountains, and of course, Momo says, "Idiot brother," casts his cherry stuff, and Asha wants to get rid of that quickly, so he decides to just take his sword out and go to his Black Asha mode, which is it's sort of its full public debut of the thing. This is only the third appearance in the series of this particular mode of his, because the first time he used it was actually back in toward the end of Witch's Forest arc for about 2 episodes, or at least for a couple episodes. And of course, he uses it again toward the end of the previous arc, the training Hot Springs training arc, and this one he actually uses just for this episode. And what does it do with it? Takes out the cherry blossom magic pretty easily. Also takes out Zora's traps. That's when they find out he said he's up the night before. Like, okay, so what are you gonna do now? Okay, his ability is only ash, and his ability is also making traps. So he makes a particular trap. One of them happens to be a big hole. That comes to play later. And of course, we cut back to Team C, see what they're up to. He finds out Magda is basically a peasant, so he decides to just go off on his own and tells him to just guard the crystal. He goes after, and he finds Asha pretty easily. Teases him for a bit, and of course, he uses his cherry power against him, and Asha's able to spin and basically block a good chunk of it, though some of it gets to him, like one cuts his cheek, another cuts his arm, another one cuts his side. Yeah, these very deadly cherry blossoms. It's very similar to that of attack used in Bleach. tiny little beautiful blades, and it cuts up people. The only time I've seen this was actually in the show Bleach, used by the character Byakuya, though it was actually a million blades, not cherry petals. But it's a very similar effect. Of course, he's able to use his magic and to take out pretty much the three or four traps. There's a fourth that goes on the ground, and he falls right through and lands a big pothole. Yep, and then like Asha's like, I know you're Mimosa's big brother, but I need you to pass out. So he takes both his swords, makes a big X, and just basically just dives right on top of him and lands the swords right in the guy's belly, knocking him out cold, and he's out for pretty much the rest of the episode. Yeah, quite an interesting episode. That's kind of where the episode ends. Well, and of course Zora basically making things useful, stuff like that. Yeah, but still a pretty good episode. But hopefully the battle is still not over yet. Nope. Yeah, and as far as I can tell, I think there's still about 9 more chapters left to go for this entire, well, to be adapted for this arc. Yep, as this episode is only like 9 left. Now it's on to the newest chapter of the manga. A World of Light. Yep, once this comes up, of course. Okay. Chapter starts off with the leader of the Midnight Sun basically being consumed, sort of returning to a dark elf. We see Noelle basically worried about Asha. We see her brother deciding, let's end this. And Asha's like, why do you make that decision? Like, they want to kill the Midnight Sun. Of course, yeah, even though and Yuno mentions that his body looks very similar to that of Captain Vengeance. He says, you understand, eventually his face is different. And of course, Yuno wants to bring back Captain Vengeance, and he honestly says, leave it to me. And of course, Captain Silver's like, what are you saying? Do you have redivers? Do you really want to kill him that much? Anyway, please, let me try this out. So he uses it and basically casts out the black magic and goes basically into his head. Yep, and he finds out that, well, he was responsible for killing the Magic Emperor. Though here's the thing, the guy died back in I think it was like chapter 140. He's dead for quite some time. And now he figured out that he was one behind it all. And of course saying, like, flashback humans are evil. He's like, hey there, Asha here. He's like telling the guy, hey, you know what? I really don't like you. Hey there, Asha here. Finally got to meet you. So like Kendra's parents, still kids on the inside. You're like a human. What do you want? You've been deceived. You couldn't protect what's important to you, and you lost sight of what you believed in. I can tell your emotions all over the place. I'll tell you, don't you dare give up. Yeah, of course it was like some trap in the dark, and he says this to him. Out with the human. Is that I'm Asha. How dare you kill the Magic Emperor? And of course he talks about how awesome he was. And basically took him hostage and killed the Emperor. It's like, for that he'll never forgive him, but he wants to work with him to take down the demon. We'll just leave me alone. He's like, I'm not gonna give up on you guys. And of course the magic is free of him. He's turned back, sort of back to normal. But he's still an elf. And he's like, and I'm sure Captain still like, can we really trust him? And Noelle's like very happy that Asha's all right. And of course, he asks him to join him to, well, probably take down the demon. And that's really it. It's a really good chapter. It basically wraps up the plot thread from about a couple chapters back of this guy turning into a dark elf. Yeah, he gets completely cured, so basically next chapter he's going to go after the evil demon. Yep, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm gonna give this chapter roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic chapter, by the way. I had heard something after the last chapter we time skip, but nope, no time skip this chapter. But I'm sure there's probably one coming, but I don't think it's gonna happen right now. Nope, we're probably not for several chapters. Yep. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I have one more video I'm gonna do today. Now I do know that the first episode, newest season of One Punch Man, just season 2, the first episode of season 2 just came out today. I'm actually gonna save it for tomorrow, so I can give tomorrow 2 videos. I can easily give this one like a little bit more, but I'm gonna end it with the next one, okay? But it'll be where review newest episode released Fairy Tail, okay? But see you in the next video. Bye.